Hey guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am, you're not. Guys, remember, Chevy Chase came up with that, and that was from Saturday Night Live. So I can't take credit for it. I like it, but I can't take credit for it. So, and he did it on the news. Their satire. So, haven't watched SNL in a while because they're not as good as they used to be, and the climate in the world is just a little messed up right now for even people to dare to be comedic. I think, unfortunately, we're in a weird spot. But anyway, guys, please like, subscribe, and share. I have something that I want to talk to you about, and I don't want to fight. And every time I dip my toe into Scientology, there is a lot of anger. And I understand anger. I used to be angry. And I recognized my behavior in a relative's behavior, and I went to therapy. And that was about 25 years ago. I want to say 25 years ago. Nobody should ever be that angry, and I totally believe in therapy. Anyway, Mike Rinder has been the topic of his legacy. His legacy is clearly something Leah Remini is trying to preserve. And I think his legacy is something that needs to be preserved. Guys, here's my problem with the whole Mike Rinder thing. Please understand, I was never a Scientologist, but the only thing that I do know 1,000% sure is that I would have had no interest in these YouTube channels or paid any attention to them had I have not watched that show that Leah and Mike did, The Aftermath. Scientology and the Aftermath. So right there, we got to give credit to Mike, because Leah says, and I believe her, she's always said, I couldn't have done the show without Mike. Here's what else I know. By just somebody watching, okay? So this is what I'm commenting on, is what I've seen. If I've missed something, please tell me in the chat or in the comments so that I can address it. But don't let it be speculation, because this is stuff I've actually seen, okay? So I'm not talking about theory. I'm talking about something that I've actually seen. Mike Rinder was praised until Aaron Smith-Levin and Mike Rinder had a falling out. I would have never have known about what happened in California if Aaron Smith-Levin didn't tell us what happened in California. I wouldn't have even known he stepped down from the Aftermath Foundation if he didn't say anything. And I think, I pretty much believe that if Aaron had stepped down and just said, hey, listen, guys, we started something over at the Aftermath Foundation. I want to bring something over here to the East Coast, or I want to start something new, a different way of going about things. And we're not going to be in any competition with the Aftermath Foundation, but I want to start something new over here. Nobody would have known anything, because the only reason why we knew about the falling out and the backstabbing supposed, which I don't believe is backstabbing. The backstabbing I saw was from Aaron. It wasn't about Mike. Everybody loved Mike until Aaron felt like Mike let him down personally. But Aaron takes no accountability for all the times that Mike must have felt Aaron let him down by his behavior. You have a responsibility when you're somebody's friend to align more or less with how they behave, because of guilt by association. It's a common respect. That's what it is. I don't expect my friends to get in my car with a GUN and go and rob a bank. I don't expect when they say, hey, I'm going to pick you up, we're going to go have lunch, for them to go do anything other than let's go have lunch. I don't expect their behavior to wash off on me. And if we were connected by some sort of foundation, it does. And when you co-sign bad behavior, you're complicit. Nobody had a problem with anybody co-signing Aaron's behavior until they didn't want to co-sign it anymore. Isn't that true? Isn't it true that we honestly only heard of what happened in California because Aaron brought it up, afraid that the foundation and or members of the foundation and or somebody else was going to bring it up, so he wanted to get ahead of it? He presumed Mike was going to bring it up. Mike only brought up that bad behavior the last month of his life to help preserve Mike's legacy, for people to understand Mike's side of the story. Aaron's behavior was atrocious. And that makes sense that they would have kept saying to him, hey, Aaron, stop. Hey, Aaron, stop. Hey, Aaron, stop. You're making us look bad. Hey, Aaron, stop. And Aaron didn't stop. So his non-reacting to what they were pleading with him about, how could you align with that? But we only got to know how bad Mike was after he just couldn't deal with Aaron anymore. Isn't that true? The look back, when people are saying, hey, Mike Rinder should have told everybody there's a look back window for crimes that took place. Look back. I honestly didn't know about the look back window in New York. I didn't know about the look back window in California. I would think it would be up to the police department. Yes, it's a huge job. But why was it Mike Rinder's job to get in touch with everybody? Apparently, Aaron Smith Levin knew about it. How come he didn't post something about it? He knew that there were people. Why was it only up to Mike? Why isn't the people that knew about it held accountable too? I don't know why Mike didn't mention to everybody. I don't know how you mention things to everybody. I don't know what happened with Miriam Francis. But none of us do. None of us. Miriam knows one side of a story and then she knows another side of the story. Does she really know what happened and everything? And we have to remember, if we're going to give grace to all of these other people that were in Scientology and born into Scientology and brainwashed into Scientology, why aren't we giving that to Mike Rinder? He had casualties too. He lost a family in Scientology too. 2 kids that when he died, he had no connection with. So why do we give grace to everybody but Mike Rinder? When again, it's only for me. And think about it. Think about it. There were people that had left Scientology and we still didn't know anything about it. People were putting out movies and stuff. But I only became invested from the show. The show did fantastic, which helped give everybody a channel and a voice. And Mike Rinder was a huge part of that. He was 50% of that. He talked about how horrible he was. Leah even said in the show, Mike, that was you. Mike, that was you. I mean, now you guys are messing with his legacy. And it's like, what the fuck? Leave him alone. Because you got to give him credit for the good stuff he did. I don't know if it was up to him to tell everybody, hey, there's a look back window. It's my responsibility. I think from looking in that Mike Rinder was imperfect. He ran a program that he was brainwashed into and he did horrible things. I said that. He has said that. He has said that. Guys, let's talk about what Mike Rinder has done since he's left Scientology. Because we could see. He saved a lot of people, right? Everybody has agreed to he's done a lot of great stuff since he's gone. He's being accused of poor behavior while he was in Scientology, not while he's left Scientology, from my understanding, right? And he's handled himself with class and dignity. He's admitted his faults, right? We don't know how much of what he didn't do. We don't know that. We only have speculation. And we only have speculation, again, after Mike just couldn't handle Aaron anymore. Because that's when things started coming out, right? I mean, we could see that. And a few of you guys are saying, hey, Mike didn't address these issues. The man was dying. Stress could be very dangerous for the healthy. The guy had cancer. Why would he allow that stress to come into his life? The question would be, why wasn't he called out on this before? He said to Aaron, we can't do this anymore, Aaron, and said it privately. The thing in California that Aaron admitted to, when they were breaking up from the Aftermath Foundation, after the many times of warnings that I am sure, as Mike said, they said to him, Aaron, it fell on deaf ears because, he thought that he could just behave any which way. Personal life, remember? Even though it's out in public, remember? Aaron's the one that brought all of this up. Remember? Mike was going to keep it stumped. Just go our separate ways, Aaron. We can't have you part of the foundation, Aaron. That's when this happened, right? Everything happened after this. But Aaron made it public. Aaron made that public. We didn't ask for that. That was part of my problem with it. Was like, what is he getting ahead of? What? He never gave Mike a chance to show that Mike wasn't going to say anything. He jumped on that. So while Mike was handling himself with what looks like to me dignity and trying to do all the right things to make up for all the bad things, the people on the outside that have left Scientology, look at the way you guys are behaving. Because now you're no longer in the cult, but you're very much behaving like you are in the cult, and maybe hire members of the cult to maybe not be so nice to the other people, to start your little cliques, which are very much cultish. So I'm trying to understand that. And that's just me looking in. That's my opinion. That's what it looks like. That's what I question. And I'm happy to have my questions challenged respectfully, where I can get a word in edgewise, where it could be a discussion without yelling and screaming, face to face with a live person, not an avatar, But this is what it looks like. This is what it looks like. In the meantime, I don't know if Mike Rinder did everything, but he did enough for him so that I totally believe he felt like I did everything I could do. I am at peace with everything I can do. I want to enjoy 2 weeks with my family because in 2 weeks I'm going to be gone. And basically, guys, that's what happened. I mean, Mike knew. You know when there's things you can't do. You know when it's harder for you to get out of bed. You know when it's harder for you to smile. You know when you look in the mirror and you see your face disappearing. You know by the look of the people that love you when they walk into the room, or people that hadn't seen you. When they walk into the room and they see a frail quarter of a person that's you, and you see the look on their face, you know. You got to give grace to Mike Rinder because he deserved it. And those people that are bashing him, just remember when he started looking bad to you was when somebody talked you into it. That's the way that I see it. Guys, this is Issues with Toddy One Skip. I am Toddy One Skip. I am finishing up right now the interview that I did with Mrs. J, the second interview, where we're going over, it's really not an interview, it's a discussion and her explanations of these great videos that she put out. I'm working on the second one. She's going to check it out. Hopefully I'll get that out to you today. And what else? I'll see you guys on Friday, right? 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to read more of the Sherry Frankie book. Those of you that joined my live today and seeing the Sherry Frankie and reading the Sherry Frankie book with me, I really like the book. It's a good book. Excuse me, guys. This is Issues with Toddy One Skip. Come and subscribe. It's free. We let you out. We do not serve Kool-Aid. Don't forget, guys, be better today than you were yesterday. Not half as good as you'll be tomorrow. Always be kind. Thanks, guys.